first ever official FUMBBL vlog. I'm Throek,
Hey, this is Morehouse.
and we are here just to give a bit of an extra layer to FUMBBL, give a bit more information to you lot out there and to what's going on around FUMBBL, because don't you always have the time to explore ourselves? So Morehouse and I will be doing a lot of exploring for you over the hopefully once a month is what we're looking at, Morehouse, at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds good. We could do that. And if there's more of a demand or people have things they want us to talk about, then we could do it more often. And I guess if people don't like it, we can do it less often. We'll just see how the
Yeah,
community
absolutely,
responds.
absolutely. And one of the things we're going to look at is we're going to chunk it into three pieces usually. So we're going to have a look at a league feature or a coach feature or something like that. Then we're going to look at have a tournament focus, and then we're going to have a what's coming up on FUMBBL, whether that be tournaments or leagues or anything like that. And then hopefully as this builds, we can add more features in. Now, what we'll be doing is adding a forum to the main site where you can give suggestions or anything you want us to cover or focus on. Any league administrators or commissioners, if you want to get in touch with us because you want to recruit, that's fine as well. We can do a bit of that. Come with Morehouse, that would work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll get straight on with our FUMBBL vlog. And the first thing we're going to look at this week is the 145 Club. That's going to be our league focus. Now, if you don't know what the 145 Club is, it is a league for newcomers to the site and possibly to Blood Bowl. It's been around for over 10 years, I think, Morehouse. That's right, isn't it? You've been around longer than I have.
Yeah. It wasn't here when I first started in like 2005, but I want to say pretty close after that. It's been around a long time.
Yeah, and it was currently it's being run by RB. I ran it for a couple of years, and before that, and its creator was Coda, who ran it for over 10 years, and is probably responsible for a good number of coaches sticking around on FUMBBL, I would say, because it really does help if you are new to the game. The 145 Club is called 145 because that refers to the coach ranking. Do you want to talk a little bit about coach ranking?
Yeah, sure. So the default, beginner coach ranking or, the average setting, if you say you win half your games, lose half your games, you should be right around 150. So I think a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke was the 145 Club is people who just are not quite up to the average FUMBBL standard, whether it's they're a new player or they're not a super competitive player or, whatever the reason. And it was just kind of a place, it started out where, people who are new or want to take the game in a little bit easier can go, and it's kind of a non-competitive, non-judgmental, just for fun type of environment. And I think FUMBBL has the reputation in the Blood Bowl world for being very, very competitive and having a lot of maybe a little elite type players.
Yeah, I've heard that term thrown around in different forums outside of FUMBBL. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's really good that we can advertise the 145 Club just to tell people that, look, if you have not been playing Blood Bowl for 30 years or whatever, and you're not an ace player or whatever, but you still think the game is fun, you are absolutely 100% welcome on FUMBBL. We have specific leagues like this one just for people who just want to relax and take it easy and have a good time. So I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I certainly wouldn't have been on the site as long as I have been now. Without 145, I made some really good acquaintances and friends within that who we went on to create our own league and helped me figure out how to do logos and such things like that. I mean, I know there's a really active Discord channel as well, which RB runs, and I know Arrested Development has a lot of say in there as well, gives a lot of advice. Whether it's good advice is I'm not sure, but I'm sure his Scottish brain is capable of giving decent
Yeah,
advice to our newcomers.
I talked to him about it a little bit when I was getting ready to record this just now, and he's an administrator in there, and so I asked him, hey, is there anything you'd like me to say about 145 when I'm recording? And the one thing he added is that he would like to see some of the people in there branch out and play outside of it a little bit more.
Yeah, there is that. 'Cause that's the idea behind it, isn't it? It's a platform. You
Yeah,
play until you're comfortable with the client, until you've got your bearings of what's going on, and then you branch out into ranked and box.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep. So he was kind of saying, it would be nice to see some of the people in there, not get stagnant and just play in there, but to kind of learn how to play in there and then branch out and participate in other parts of the site. But obviously that's not required at all. You're welcome to come on FUMBBL and play in 145 Club. I think pretty much your whole career, if that's all you want to do, isn't?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can stay there if it's. And I know the admins of it, having been an admin, is that we do keep a close eye, and if coaches are getting to the point where they're just beating everyone, we'll have that word of, maybe you should branch out a little bit, or you can just take stunty teams, or you can just take an all lineman team, and that it's not specifically just for newcomers. Experienced coaches can come and play and help out, and just take a stunty team, and have some fun. It's a really good platform to just have a really good fun game. So that's the 145 Club. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and just to also mention, like we talked about yesterday, they also have tournaments and stuff in there too. So it's a good thing if you want to, if you're someone who would like to someday be a competitive player, you can learn in there, and then they have little tournaments and stuff in there that you can kind of get a feel for what competitive play is like, and learn it around other newer players. So that's kind of a fun thing too.
Yeah, we tried to put that in actually, because they do the Royal Rookie Rumbles and they do the brawls, because the idea behind it was, well, look, you've got a place here you can play the same style of tournament, so you know what's going to happen without the risk of getting a tourney ban because you've missed a deadline and all of that kind of stuff. So it's pretty much there without getting your ass handed to you on a plate by some big legend Nurgle coach,
Absolutely.
So yeah, good, brilliant. So that's the 145 Club covered. If you want your league covered, either get in touch with Morehouse or myself, and we'll see what we can do in the next vlog. We're going to move on, Morehouse. We're going to move on to our tourney focus, and something that I know you love, and I've had a chance to play in one, is the Instant Smacks. So tell us a bit about this, because it has some history.
Yeah, so people are probably now mostly familiar with like the brawl style tournaments on FUMBBL, where you apply your team, and then someone sends you a PM a week later, 2 weeks later, and said, "Hey, we've got 8 coaches. We're going to play this tournament now," and then you have to schedule and everything. But back in the old days of FUMBBL, in the IRC days, when chat was a little bit more of an active part of the community, and I think it's starting to be again now, but back when it was more so. We did a lot of instant start tournaments. So you have 8 people hanging out in chat that say, "Hey, we'd like to play in a tournament against each other," and an administrator just draws up a tournament and you guys go play. And that was always a really fun thing, and I thought it would be cool to try to bring that back. And so now we've got the new Instant Smack format, which is there's a sub channel for it in the FUMBBL Discord channel. You get in there and you ask around and try to recruit some people, and if you find 8 guys, administrator draws the tournament up with your 8 teams, and it can be any ranked or box team of any team value, although sometimes people put little house rules on it, like they say, "Hey, we just want to do rookie teams for this one," or whatever. But for the most part, they're open to any team. And then you have to play the first 2 rounds that night. So if you win your first round game, you have to play a second game right back to back. And then if you make it to the final, the 3rd round, you have up to a week to play that. And it's just a real fun, kind of convenient way to get some tournament play in and have a good time and hang out with some other coaches.
Yeah, definitely. And having played one, it is good fun. And the thing is, there's investment there. So even if you lose your first game, you kind of just want to see who wins and see who gets through to the final. So there's still that kind of, you've got buy into it as well, I think. It's still interesting. And the chat on Discord is always pretty funny as well. It's there for everyone, isn't it? And I know we talked before about one of my concerns about it, when we were talking about it and getting it up and running, was I didn't want it to become just a set group of coaches that always play smacks. But it is open to everyone, and you've got some new players in there as well. You've got some new coaches that are really kind of taken to instant smacks, which is great.
Yeah. And when we were talking about getting it set up, I thought it was a legitimate concern, that yourself or anybody who said, geez, it's just going to be the same regular, legend shark type coaches playing each other over and over again, and then people aren't going to feel like it's open to them. But I've actually been really surprised and excited about how many new players have just rolled into FUMBBL, hardly ever played before, said, "Hey, can I play in one of these tournaments?" And that's really cool. It's for people who are ready, who have maybe. I know one guy I played the other day and one had only played a few games on FUMBBL, but he's a big time, PS4 Blood Bowl 2 player.
Yeah, so it's come with knowledge.
Yeah, so he wasn't really a guy that you maybe would refer to the 145 club. He was thinking, I want to jump in right into something competitive, and so I said, hey, you want to play in one of these tournaments? He said, yeah, let's do it. And this guy actually played in a couple of them now over the last few days. So that's really cool. I've been happy to see how people have just kind of embraced it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're on to number 9, aren't we? We're on to number 9, which I think was played last night. So, and they've only been going a couple of weeks, and you get a nice little copy name thing on your about page, don't you? You get a link to the tournament.
Yeah,
so you do get bragging rights and and recognition on your coach page as well.
Yeah, yep. That's always something that when people are kind of looking at, if they don't know a coach and they're trying to think, well, is this guy any good? What kind of experience does he have? You look at their coach page and you see their record and their coach rating, and right there, it's how many tournaments have they won. And Instance Max count as an official site tournament, so you get a little list on there that you won one, and so you get that little bit of bragging rights.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's good fun.
Another thing about it that's kind of cool, as you touched on a little bit, but I feel like it gives you a little bit of that kind of tabletop tournament feel of everybody being in the same room and all playing Blood Bowl, and just kind of the social aspect of it.
Yeah,
even though
absolutely.
it's a virtual version of that, in Discord, but everybody's in chat, you're kind of talking, what's going on in the other games, you pay a little attention to who's winning, and, I might play this guy next because he's winning this game. And like you said, even when you lose, then you think, well, I want to go root for the guy that just beat me and see if he wins his next game. And so it kind of creates a little social atmosphere that's fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to move on actually now. So that's the tourney focus for this time.
Sure.
What's coming up? FUMBBL Cup. The FUMBBL Cup. It's the big one, Morehouse.
Oh yeah.
We've got XFL Masters first, but I think we talked about it yesterday. We're still in mid August, aren't we? FUMBBL Cup isn't until October. People are already starting to talk about who I'm taking to the FUMBBL Cup, and that's the excitement behind the FUMBBL Cup, because it's the big one and because there's so much history behind it. It just makes it a massive. I think it is my favourite tournament of them all. I think just because of the size of it.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing in Blood Bowl. I think it's kind of the culmination of everything that this site does is the FUMBBL Cup, right? So it's a huge knockout tournament. Any team from any of the competitive divisions, ranked or box, whether it's 3 million team value Wood Elves coached by a legend, or rookie halflings coached by someone playing their first game, everybody is welcome. The more the merrier. Nobody gets turned away from it. So it's just a great event that, I kind of talked about it yesterday, but I always tell people that if I could convince you to do one thing Blood Bowl related, if you're at all a fan of this game and you like Blood Bowl, and you said, well, I have time to do one thing this year, what should I do? I would say get on FUMBBL and play in the FUMBBL Cup. I think it's the best thing we do.
Absolutely. And I'll always remember my first, because I thought, well, I'd come from, I don't know, playing Blood Bowl for 20 years tabletop, had a massive break, found FUMBBL in 2013. I was like, what is this? Lost many, many hours of my life to the game and the site. And I'm still here, so still loving it and still married, which is in itself miraculous.
God bless your wife.
Excuse me, I know, absolutely. But I still remember my first FUMBBL Cup. I came in thinking, I'm going to take my Dark Elves, which I purely, thought I've skilled them so well. Yeah. When you look, and you look back 5 years and you go, oh man, that was a terrible team. That was a terrible team. But I had so much fun. I had so much fun because you don't know who you're going to get, and because it's straight knockout, so many teams. The commentary is going to be there this year, so that's going to build up. And that reminds me, just a bit of a shout out, really. If you're interested in commentating on any of the games, give Morehouse or myself a shout on Discord, because you'll have to be on Discord to be able to commentate. We are looking for a team of commentators, so if you want to get involved, please get in touch with us, because we'll be dead interested to hear from you, just to see how we can build up that commentary team. FUMBBL Cup.
And that's that's something that we're going to need more people for FUMBBL Cup, because it's such a big tournament. There are times where there's 6, 7, 8, 10 FUMBBL Cup games all being played at once. It'd be cool to have a bigger team of commentators. We could think about maybe even doing, commentary 2 channel, commentary 3 channel, and have
Yeah,
people talking about
absolutely.
different games, something like that. So yeah, get a hold of us if you are interested in being on the Discord commentary teams or one of the teams, and we'll talk to you about what's required and what you
And
need
we'll
to
go
do.
from
So
there.
yeah,
But just the last thing on the FUMBBL Cup, if you've seen this vlog on whatever link you have, and you're interested in getting involved in Blood Bowl, in FUMBBL itself, get on board, create an account. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube from Mike Davis and the Sage on setting up a FUMBBL account. So search for them, you'll find them easily. Come and join us for the FUMBBL Cup because it really is a lot of fun.
yeah, and it's something where, like I said, it's something like everyone to join. A FUMBBL account is free, even if you don't plan on ever playing here again, and you just want to make your little free FUMBBL account and play in the FUMBBL Cup, that you are absolutely welcome. I've heard a lot of people over the years tell me that, kind of like your experience, that they were maybe a little apprehensive entering it because, oh geez, what if I draw some really good team with my new team or whatever. But they all have always said they had fun. You'll have, if you're a rookie playing against one of the top FUMBBL players, you will have a huge crowd of people all rooting for you.
Absolutely, yeah, cheering on the underdog, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody loves the underdog. You will every move you make, every POW you roll, will be getting cheers and applause from the crowd. It's a lot of fun. It's a really fun experience.
It'll be good. Right, okay, lovely. Well, just to tie up then, Morehouse, just to remind people that we're going to put a forum post up to listen to what you want to hear, what kind of leagues you want to hear about, what you want us to talk about. Can't always promise we will talk about them, but it gives us an idea about what the community wants, because ideally this is what it's for. We're here to just give an extra branch to the FUMBBL tree.
Sure.
And we just want to say thank you for listening.
Yeah, appreciate it. Let us know if there's anything we can discuss that you would like to hear us talk about, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, and there's a little there's a little link at the bottom of the last page there. If you want to donate to FUMBBL, there's the URL. Krista does an awful lot for us all, and if you really want to, help out,
Absolutely.
just every little helps. So that would be great. So thank you for watching. Get in touch with Morehouse or myself if you want to get involved, and yeah, see you on the pitch.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, everybody.